Story 1. The man in the hallway. It was a typical boring Friday in calculus class. 7th period. Spring break was almost here, and everyone was restless. Our teacher was the laid-back type, so instead of teaching, he started playing quizzes with us on Sporkle. Right after my friend answered Adidas on a logo quiz, the dean's voice suddenly blasted through the loudspeaker. His tone was shaky, panicked. "This is not a drill. Go into lockdown." Instant chills ran through my whole body. I'd never heard the dean sound like that before. Our normally calm teacher jumped up, shut off the lights, and rushed us into the back corner of the room. For a while, the room was silent, until all the usual buzzing in the walls suddenly stopped. The school had cut the power. That's when we knew this was serious. A few minutes later, we heard screaming echoing through the hallway. Not normal screaming, pure rage. 2 girls in our class started crying as the footsteps grew louder. The man was pounding on lockers and yelling, "I'll kill all of you." My heart felt like it dropped through the floor. Then the banging moved to our classroom door. A girl screamed no, which only made the man hit the door harder. He pounded and screamed for what felt like eternity. And then, just as suddenly, he moved on, still screaming as he went farther down the hallway. Eventually, the dean came back on the loudspeaker and explained what happened. A mentally unstable man had entered the school and assaulted the woman at the front desk. Nobody knew if he was armed. Staff swept the building but couldn't find him, so teachers were told to resume class. Doors locked. No one leaves. Hours later, a janitor working the night shift found the man sleeping in a storage closet, and according to rumors, 844 Magnum was sticking out of his pocket. Before police arrived, he escaped. To this day, none of us know if he was ever caught. I can only hope he eventually got the help he needed. Story 2. The man outside the school. My school had 2 lunch periods, one for 6th graders and part of 7th, and another for the older kids. The lockdown happened on a gray, rainy day in early October. During first lunch, I heard 4 loud booms. I thought it was thunder, but everyone else started screaming. Campus security rushed in, yelling for everyone to get into the multi-purpose room. Kids buying lunch had to drop their food and run inside. The room was huge, with an entire back wall made of glass. Security immediately pulled the giant curtains across it and blocked every exit. Everyone was scared and confused. My friend Eric asked the teacher what was happening. He came back pale and whispered, "You know those houses across from the school? There's a guy out there, unstable, threatening to kill himself and the cops if he gets evicted. He was walking around watching kids in a weird way." We later found out he was a registered sex offender, which made everything worse. We were stuck in that room for over an hour. When we were finally escorted back to class, I learned something even more disturbing. The man lived next door to my friend Brandy. She told me that the previous Halloween, she saw him cutting his own arm and writing on his window with his blood, "Don't come here or I'll kill you." Everyone assumed it was a Halloween decoration, but after that day, we realized how real it had been, and how lucky we were that he never reached the school.
Story 3. The Basement Stranger. I'm 22, fresh out of college, working as a computer intern at my old high school. The basement where I worked was messy, but the small office I shared with 2 coworkers, Dave and Gary, was actually really comfortable. Cold AC, clean desks, a TV on the wall, a quiet place away from the chaos upstairs. One afternoon, while I was eating lunch, my phone rang. It was the front office. Lockdown. Possible dangerous intruder. My heart dropped. The worst part? Our office didn't even have a door, just a wide open entrance. And the basement door didn't even have a working lock. I turned off the lights, shut down my screen, and slowly crouched behind my desk. I messaged Dave and Gary, but neither of them replied. For nearly 20 minutes, I sat there in complete silence, just staring at my phone, waiting. Then I heard it. The basement door slowly opened. Someone came running down the stairs. My chest tightened. I crawled under my desk and tried not to breathe. Footsteps entered the office, but the lights stayed off. Then my phone vibrated. The footsteps started moving closer to me. Panicking, I crawled out from under the desk. Suddenly, a man grabbed my arm and pulled me up. He was wearing a red plaid shirt, jeans, and a red and black cap. In a shaky whisper, he said, It's okay, I'm hiding down here too. He asked me where the exit was. I pointed toward the stairs, but something felt wrong. I asked quietly, "Who are you?" He claimed he was just a parent trying to pick up his son. Then I checked my phone. It was a message from Dave. "Bro, this is crazy. Some guy with a weapon just attacked Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and cap. Whatever you do, stay in the basement." My entire body froze. I slowly looked up at the man. He looked straight back at me. He knew that I knew. I turned and ran for the stairs. A loud blast thundered through the basement and smashed into the metal railing beside me. By pure luck, it missed. I ran as fast as I could up the stairs and burst into the hallway. Police were already blocking every exit, including the basement. The man was tackled the moment he reached the top. Mr. Buckley survived the attack. No one ever learned the real reason behind it. But one thing is certain, that sound will stay with me for the rest of my life.